returning back home for the season. If you live in the United States and you eat lettuce in the winter, it is almost 100% certain that that lettuce came from around here, and it was very likely harvested by migrant labor. Okay, so let's get back to the early 20th century. There are Mexican workers coming up for the season, and this is totally legal. But then in the 60s, that changes. Congress does its job. Its job back in the 60s and pass laws that negotiated and compromised in bipartisan laws. And they end this program, in part because labor unions and rights groups saw it as abusive and exploitative.
There was a lot of very well-documented labor abuse that took place.
And partly because some economists were arguing that bringing in all of this low-wage labor made wages lower for everyone, and that instead, American labor should go fill those farm jobs.
The constant flow of foreign workers into the available pool of domestic workers.
And so the Congress doesn't actually implement any immigration law that will allow low-wage workers to come into the country legally. They want Americans to fill those jobs. And the Congress is kind of running a big experiment, a big test. If they make this practice of migrant labor that is so ingrained into the American economy at this point, if they make it illegal, will people stop coming? Will those jobs actually be filled by Americans? And the answer is no. This flow of workers continues. The need for these workers continues, and so the flow of those workers continues. The difference now is that it's not authorized by the government. And a lot of them, instead of go back and forth across this border, which is now technically illegal, end up just staying in the United States.
So what happens is that the undocumented population grows, starting loosely speaking in early 1970s.
By the